Hey guys, what's up? This is the watch this video for, let's see, Thursday, May 12th, starting off with the Daily of the Spy. Another ugly day. Another ugly day. I'm not sure. Let me check real quick. Let's see. I think the Dow was down 300 and something, 320 something points, if I'm not mistaken. So another ugly day in the market. My watch list for tomorrow is pretty much covered with bounce plays. And most of the money I made today was playing Apple intraday bounces. Um, and you can see it closed near its low. So I didn't have any red trades in Apple, but I did trade a couple intraday bounces. This is one of them. You can kind of see. You see that? Do I have after? I don't think I have after hours on here. And you can kind of see that shape change on 2-minute candles. I called a long 2-minute candle setup, which triggered right there and gave us a nice, I want to say, pretty close to a dollar move. Not quite a dollar, but that was a nice little trade. But it did go out at the low. So again, a lot of stuff is on bounce watch. I like a couple that might give us a gap down bounce play setup, which is one of my favorite setups. There were a few today that gave nice gap down bounce play setups, and I missed them. And I'm just going to whine a little bit about TradeStation, man. Their data is terrible. Time in sales and level two, I want to say aren't matching up, but that's not even fair. It's way worse than that. They're not even in the same zip code on a lot of stocks. So it's making things almost untradeable unless you're just comfortable just trading off the chart, which I'm really not. So I'm not loving it right now, and I'm hoping they get their act together. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch brokers or something, but it's just getting stupid. So anyway, I'm going to keep it at that and go right into what I'm watching for tomorrow and try to keep it short and sweet tonight. Airbnb. Yeah, I don't even know if this should be on watch. I don't like the looks of this. You know, basically have a failed bounce today and went out near the lows. But what we didn't have was an afternoon. It rallied from the early, right, from the early going. So we never did have an afternoon high of day break, which basically kind of followed the market. But if I get an afternoon high of day break out of a fairly narrow range, I do like A, B, and B for a potential bounce. So I'll keep it on. Apple broke down below 150 today. Look to the left. And I said, I don't know, 140 and even pop below that a little bit. But if we get down near 140, super interesting. I don't know if it's going to do that. But it's certainly, one way I look at it is it's Apple, right? So whenever the market's really weak, I like to trade this one for potential bounces. And anyway, you slice it, it's fallen from almost 167 down to about 147. So $20 in about a week, which is a lot for Apple. So I am going to put it on bounce watch. But chart-wise, it's not really my favorite bounce play setup because, you could argue today was day one of breaking the most recent low, but we'll see. It doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart. AFRM was on bounce watch and just put in another red day. And as often happens to me, I get stuck in a rut of, well, I had it on bounce watch yesterday. We didn't get a setup in it, so I'll put it on bounce watch again today. And it starts to feel silly when something goes down 5, 6, 7 days in a row, and I have it on watch each day and never catch a trade in it. But if they're not giving me A+ setups, as I said, it doesn't cost me anything to put it back on watch, so I almost feel like I have to. Same with Tupperware, TUP, right? No trades in it today, but I feel like I have to watch it again tomorrow because now it's even lower. Coin, COIN, I definitely want to watch that for a bounce, especially if Bitcoin gets a bounce. Dish Network, DISH, is just straight off a cliff here. So remember, I'm looking for snapback bounces. I'm a day trader, so I'm not in cash. I'm in cash every night. I'm not in any of these stocks, but I will trade them for a bounce play if I get a bounce play setup. I know I say that about every video, but someone might be watching it for the first time. BYND, Beyond Meat. They reported after hours, so I already like this for a snapback bounce. And as I'm talking, let's see, after hours is over now. Making this kind of late. It went out in after hours at 2060, so obviously their earnings didn't impress anybody. But we've got a decent scenario for a gap down bounce play setup tomorrow. You guys in chat know how to play those. And the same thing for Bros, BROS. It's getting downside shape, nearing all-time lows. They reported after hours also, and it went out in after hours at 2151, so way off the chart, literally off the chart, because this is opening day for this stock, where the all-time low was 32.42. So, we're set to open somewhere in the low 20s, probably, right? Another scenario for a gap down bounce play setup. We'll see if we get one. Tesla, this is off a cliff, pretty much straight down for about a week, and a very clear recent low when you look to the left at the even number of 700. So if this sells off at the open and gets down below 700, I'll probably look for some kind of intraday reversal. KSS is Coles. This is just straight off a cliff, getting down near support. Flushed 46 back here, and we're getting close to that again. I think that's a good setup for a potential bounce. UPST, gap down nasty on earnings yesterday, and another sell-off today. Just looking for a snapback bounce if we get a setup. FRGE, kind of a sleeper pick. It only traded about $500,000 today, but you got a few kind of little bottoming tails here, and it had this big move back here and a big move here, and it's holding up pretty well in an ugly tape, but it's kind of a sleeper pick because it's pretty thin and spready. And then lastly, BWV is holding up really well, and you got to like the big volume that came in here, and now it's kind of building near this high again. So I do like that for a potential long. I'm done babbling. I'll see you guys in the chat room in the morning.